Hello, my fellow stock jobbers. Yeah, so things are working out exactly as we thought, at least with ARM. Check this out. This morning, if you recall, I put this black line down here as a support level and a resistance level. I haven't changed it. You can look at it. Where the hell did ARM end up today? Right on this level, right on this line. I haven't moved it. I haven't changed it. Check the video if you don't believe me. I mean, whatever. I've been doing this a long time. I can identify these important price levels, and you can too. Just join our community. I talk about this stuff all the time, and I was an institutional trader for 25 years. And what do institutional traders care about? What do you care about? Like when I was the head of trading for a firm that managed $3 billion, you don't look at Fibonacci, you don't look at Elliott Wave, look at levels. Where can you get stuff done? So anyway, hopefully I had some bets with some people because if I did, you guys should send me some payments. I take crypto, I take silver, I take all. Just kidding, blah blah blah. But anyway, all right, let me get serious here. So why did ARM, who reported today, or I mean, sorry, yesterday, had some kind of negative news, rallied, got up a little bit higher, blah, blah, blah. Where did it close? Right around this line, which I had in there. There tends to be resistance at former resistance levels. This is just one of the facts of markets. Most people overcomplicate this stuff. If you want to learn how to trade, all right, forget the secret systems, forget this and that, blah, blah, blah. Like I was on a pilgrimage, I took some peyote, the Native American skinwalkers told me this, blah, blah, blah. All right, you can tell I've been watching Walker, Texas Ranger. But all kidding aside, all right, so there was resistance here. For whatever reason, this particular stock likes this level, 103.25. That's right where we stalled out today. Okay, all right, let's take a look at SPY because I know you're not here to hear me take a victory lap, but I don't take victory laps. People say to me like, Mark, you you have this like great feel of the market. You can figure out where stuff is going to turn. And I will say this, I really don't. Well, I mean, I do. Sorry, but I'm not like a genius. It's like someone who spent literally decades trading, you learn stuff. And it's like, all right, well, we tend to run into resistance at levels that were important before. We tend to run into list, levels of resistance or support. So S&P looks good. Here's what I want you to focus on over the next few days to get an idea of um, where this market is going to go. Here's our technology sector. Okay, biggest part of the market, probably 30%, trading very sideways, going to break somewhere one way or the other. I think the most important thing to watch over the next few days, if you're a SPY trader, is the financial sector. All right. Financials have basically reached a level that was important resistance before. There tends to be resistance at former resistance levels. Okay. You don't need to be a chart guru or a former hedge fund trader to see this. And I think it's funny when people go, "Oh, former hedge fund trader, former hedge fund trader." Guess what? I really was a former hedge fund trader. And guess what? I met a lot of former hedge fund traders that are freaking idiots. All right. So just because someone's a former hedge fund trader, blah, blah, blah. All right. Anyway, so check this out. Back in January of 22 or whatever, peak, we reached a peak here, March of 24, resistance at the same level. How is it possible that this happens? Well, there are people that bought at this peak back here who, have been waiting for literally 2 years to get out of break even because they want to get out of their position, but they don't want to lose any money. So here we are a couple of years later, gets back to that level. There's resistance at a former peak. Okay. It's not magic, it's not astrology, it's just the psychology of markets. All right, so now I think over the next couple of days, the financial sector is going to drive the market. If this reverses, there's a good way for you to make profits. All right, check this out. It's easier to make money on the downside than on the long side. I know that's like a lot of people that's kind of counterintuitive, but check this out. Markets go up slow. They sell off fast. Markets sell off on panic or fear. They go up on hope. So, I mean, I know we've talked about a lot of trades. We've got a lot of things on our radar screen right now. But yeah, so the big thing to watch is will financials reverse. Now, to go within the industry of the sector, the biggest thing in financials right now is the banks. All right. So check this out. Banks are testing resistance. Like we just saw, there's tends to be a resistance at former resistance levels. There are people who bought, price goes lower. They're like, blah, 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 blah. This sucks. If it gets back to my level, I'm going to get out of break even if I can. So we get resistance at former resistance levels. Once again, you don't need to be a chart guru or a former hedge fund trader. As someone who literally is a former hedge fund trader, I just don't understand why people are so obsessed with hedge funds and former hedge fund traders. A lot of hedge funds suck. A lot of hedge funds go out of business. A lot of hedge fund traders or hedge fund traders don't know what the hell they're doing. I have, in my not so humble opinion, I like to think I know what I'm doing. And I just want to invite you to enjoy our community. We have a lot of members or students that are making money. It's transformative. A lot of people have said, a lot of people have told me, and this makes me kind of proud and happy. And this is why I do this. A lot of people have told me I never knew what the hell I was doing. I just guessed. I looked at this site, I looked at that site, I looked at YouTube this, I looked at YouTube that. People just overcomplicate this stuff. It's transformative. Like I have one, or I shouldn't say I, because all right, I'm not saying I'm saying we. We have a member of our community that literally, all right, was from a mining family in Georgia. His, ancestors had black lung this and, worked 24 hours a day for that. And this particular person is like really just amazed that they can just sit back in their, apartment or house or wherever they live and make money just by watching this stuff. Okay. And it's not astrology, it's not, tea leaves, it's reading psychology. Okay. The banking sector is at a resistance level. Resistance is a large group of sellers. If the resistance gets wiped out and the buyers overpower them, it's going to move up. But if the sellers overpower the buyers, it's going to move down. Once the buyers are out of the market, the sellers are going to be like, man, if I want to sell, I got to force the price down to get buyers off of the sidelines. That could start a downtrend, which would bring the financial sector, this is an industry, part of the financial sector, down. So if there's one thing to watch in the market going forward, I would watch this right here. What's going to go on with the bank stocks? Because this is going to flow through to the rest of the market. All right. So anyone, please check back. We're launching our trading school pretty soon. We do a morning call every morning. The vast majority of the people who are not like crazy and out of their minds have learned a lot from our community here. And yeah, everybody, I hope to see you soon. Thank you.